Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 128. Today I want to talk about Winnie the Pooh and why I think he's the best cartoon character you can ever see. The first reason is he's Canadian. What do you mean he's Canadian? Well, the black bear that was the original Winnie was from Canada in northern Ontario in a small town called White River. And if you travel from Toronto up to Thunder Bay, you go through White River and you will notice a big statue of Winnie the Pooh there. And there is a museum because in 1914, a train was coming from Winnipeg with the Fort Garry Cavalry to go to the First World War. And they were on their way to Halifax, where they would take a boat and go to London before they went to France to fight in the First World War. And on this train were the cavalry with their horses and a veterinarian by the name of Lieutenant Harry Colburn. And when the train stopped at the station in White River, there was a trapper who had this little baby black bear. And Lieutenant Colonel Harry Colburn bought the bear for $20 and took the bear with the regiment from Fort Garry or Winnipeg and all the way to London, where when the regiment had to go to France, they left the bear in the London Zoo. And from there, the bear became very famous. In fact, that brown bear, it was a female, Winnie. She lived for 20 years until 1934. And in 1926, Mr. A. Milne wrote the first book about Winnie the Pooh. And that was based on this Canadian bear from White River in northern Ontario. So that is why I think Winnie the Pooh is the best character that you can get, because Winnie the Pooh is Canadian and is based on a real bear. So Winnie's even predates Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse, I don't know if it was based on a real mouse, but Winnie the Pooh was based on a bear in the London Zoo. Now I can show you a few pictures of the statue, etc., and in fact of Lieutenant Colonel Colburn. Let me pull up the picture. I'll share my screen. And this is a picture with Lieutenant Harry Colburn with the black bear, which they named Winnie because his hometown was Winnipeg, and that's where the name came from. But the bear came from White River. I'll show you a picture of the statue that you will find in White River. And I have photographs of my family standing next to this. I don't have them with me, but this is the statue that you will see as you go through White River, just next to the highway, as you're driving along the Trans-Canada Highway. There's a very interesting museum there, and I'll put a link if you're interested in more details about the bear and the museum in White River, which is full of artifacts about Winnie the Pooh and all of the knickknacks that people have donated to the museum. And I think you'll find that of interest if you want to know more about the bear and the museum and what's in the museum in White River. Now, I am known as a fan of Winnie the Pooh, so it was my birthday this past week, and this was the cake that my daughter bought for me and decorated with Winnie the Pooh paraphernalia on top of it. And there it was also a banner which says happy birthday, and if you look carefully, you will see some Winnie the Pooh on every one of the letters on the banner, and some Winnie the Pooh stuck up on the wall as well. So there was happy birthday banner with Winnie the Pooh. Again, my family knows that I'm a fan. And also my grandchildren have drawn pictures over the years. This first picture was drawn a few years ago by my grandson, Geordie, in Australia. And this picture was drawn by my granddaughter in California. She did it on her iPad and printed it off. And there's a picture, it was a card saying happy birthday to me earlier this year, or early this week when I turned 80. So it was a grand day. And I got some uh, mementos of from my grandchildren on Winnie the Pooh. And I think I have another picture, which is, I think he's a very wise bear. He has some great sayings such as this: promise me you'll always remember. You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. So those are some of the uh, I, concepts of why I think Winnie the Pooh is the best cartoon character you'll ever find. He's a wise bear, even though the original bear was a she as a character. When A. Milne wrote the book, Winnie the Pooh became a he. So with that, interesting, hopefully you found it interesting. About most people have no idea where the original bear came from. They would guess, the closest they guess is Winnipeg, but no, the regiment was from that area, but the bear came from White River in Northern Ontario, not far from Thunder Bay. So with that, I say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family and friends lots of love and laughter. Bye for now, till next time, from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.